Hello everyone, welcome to Sky Racing here for this Saturday. Excellent day of racing, plenty of interest today too, and the Hiskens and Moonee Valley should be a spectacular race a little later on, the Steeple. Now those placing the riders there, a good look at the first jump at the Valley today, and the dominant hurdle has Tops Off. It's the 190 favourite. Let's get the late mail now from Alf on the first.
Thanks, Chris, and it's always pretty wise to let them have a good look at the opening jump, isn't it? Number 8, Run Santa Run. I've put on top here. Look.
Touch. Now, a couple of attendants climbing in. Right, Nick, thank you. They're set, they're ready, and they're racing in the first on the card. Tops Off, the favourite, jumping okay. Noble John and the lime green colours, one of the first out, with Mr. Selby out wider and Our Needles prominently inside, and then Conair. Spanish Steps getting back out wide, and Run Santa Runners last as they go to the second jump now. And clearing that one, it's Our Needles on the inside from Noble John. Mr. Selby running extremely wide into that bottom turn. He's moved up into third or fourth placing on the outside of Tops Off with Run Santa Run on the rails. Then Spanish Steps and Conair is last of all. They are really walking into the back straight, a very slow tempo, and it's set by Our Needles, about a neck in front. Noble John is second, 3 lengths away as Run Santa Run. As they go to the hurdle down the back straight, he's followed by Tops Off and then Mr. Selby. Back on the inside then came Spanish Steps, who's second last, and last is Conair. Up round that top turn, the 800 the first time round. Noble John striding up on the outside, put the head in front. From Our Needles retaining the inside and 2 lengths away, Run Santa Run is a lot closer today, and in fourth placing on his outside, Tops Off. Mr. Selby tracking wide, and then Spanish Steps and Conair last. Noble John clipped that one as he took the lead, and he's come back a little bit now, and Our Needles gets within a long neck of him again. Here's the next hurdle. Noble John again, not jumping it cleanly. Our Needles goes through and heads him again, and then Conair got right up behind the leading horses here and just clipped their heels a little bit there. On his outside, Run Santa Run, and then Mr. Selby, and Tops Off has now gone back to last in company with Spanish Steps. Still not going quickly. Up round the turn now. About 2,000 metres left to go. The sixth hurdle coming up in their sights, and Noble John once more allowed to stride by Will Williams. Took over about a length and a half in front now from Our Needles as they come to the hurdle in front of the stands. Run Santa Run jumped at third. Conair right behind them, fourth on the inside. And then Mr. Selby, trailed by Tops Off and Spanish Steps on the rails. So they lead the straight. They're about to complete a circuit. 6 hurdles still remain, and Noble John the leader. It's Noble John from Our Needles, Run Santa Run, Conair in fourth placing. Then Mr. Selby tracking out wide the entire trip around Tops Off, and Spanish Steps back on the inside. Back down to the jumps track they go. And it's Noble John the leader, facing up for this double up the side. Noble John from Our Needles, Conair working into it round the outside of the top weight. Then Run Santa Run, Tops Off pulling out wide. Mr. Selby deeper still as they leap that. And they really clap the pace on. And at the end now is Spanish Steps, who's given a crack with the whip. Conair slipped through on the inside, and he's taken over the running from Noble John, Run Santa Run, and Our Needles. They're sprinting for home now. Tops Off within 4 lengths of them, and back behind these horses then is Mr. Selby and Spanish Steps. At the hurdle down the back, Conair over it in front of Noble John, led him about a long neck. Run Santa Run third, Tops Off 2 lengths away. Our Needles being desperately hard ridden on the inside. He's passed by Spanish Steps and Mr. Selby on the outside. As they came round that 800-metre turn, and there's 3 hurdles to get over now, and here's Tops Off let loose about 5 wide with his run. Run Santa Run comes with him, and Spanish Steps, who clipped it, and he's nearly lost the rider. He has indeed now. Spanish Steps losing the rider, and here's Tops Off dashing to the front. He put in a beautiful leap at that one, and he lands by 3 lengths now. From Run Santa Run, 3 lengths away as Mr. Selby. Conair's run his race, and then Noble John, and Our Needles is next, but it's Tops Off coming around the turn, one to get over with a winning lead. He's 6 lengths in front. Run Santa Run is second, 6 lengths away Mr. Selby, Noble John, and as they enter the straight, it's Tops Off and Adrian Garraway coming towards the last, looking for 3 out of 3. Over it he goes with another beautiful leap, and he's going to bolt in again. Tops Off, a real jumping fine, this bloke. Tops Off wins it by 4 lengths. Little pat down the neck, you've done well. Run Santa Run second, 15 lengths away third, Mr. Selby, trailed in by Noble John, Our Needles, and Conair clocked in last of all. Spanish Steps making a mistake and losing the rider with about 600 metres to go. And the rider looks to be quite okay over there, Stephen Pateman. Let's hope he is all right, because he's got an important engagement later on in the Hiskens on Millennium Dancer. Numbers through, a 5, 8 and 2. Tops off the winner, ridden by Adrian Garraway, trained by Peter Healy, who'll be settling up the Hiskens favourite this afternoon. Second, Run Santa Run, Willie Harnett. And third, Mr. Selby, ridden by Craig Durden, 582. Fourth, Noble John, number 4, and 15 was Our Needles, number 1, in 3:52.7. A reflection of not only the heavy track that they raced on, but the very, very slow pace in the early stages. Favourite trimming up towards the end of betting there, and I think the punters that backed him had very few worries, really. He does let loose with a very devastating dash when he's let go, and he had the race well and truly won one sprint to knock them out. And he's going to be a pretty good hurdler in the long term.
7 races today here at Royal Randwick on a fine sunny afternoon, but a little bit nippy, a bit breezy. And In a Bound is all the rage. $1.70 on the tote in New South Wales. You wouldn't get any arguments elsewhere. Pretty general call. The only horse that has been spectableated in the ring is number 5, the Darren Beedman Ride Networks. In a Bound, the rider Len Beasley, green jacket, white braces, white armbands, green cap. Now Miss Bowie comes up, so we're waiting for Howdy Ken, In a Bound, Balala, River to the Sea, and Michael Dermody bringing River to the Sea forward. So we're set for the first of the day, the Emirates Handicap. Rail out 11 metres here this afternoon. Flying Crown is the inside runner. They're racing, and the grey Azam Valley clearly won the start and leads a length on Michael de Dragon, followed by River to the Sea Networks and Miss Bowie. Then comes Brave Player, followed by In a Bound and Howdy Ken. Balala second last, and Flying Crown has immediately dropped out to the rear of the field. Into the back straight they travel, and the speed is reasonably good. Azam Valley in front from River to the Sea, and Michael de Dragon going up on the outside. Brave Player is fourth, and one off the fence next is Networks, then Miss Bowie, who's covering leeway, followed a length further back by Howdy Ken, and then Flying Crown, and the last pair are Balala in company with In a Bound. Around about 8 lengths covers the field as they work along towards the 1100 marker, and Azam Valley shows the way from Michael de Dragon. Brave Player is third, and then comes River to the Sea. 2 lengths further away is Networks, passed on the inside by Flying Crown, and Miss Bowie's out off the course, a length and a half to Howdy Ken. In a Bound on its outside, and Balala whips them in as they work down the High Street side. And along past the 750, no change in the order. Azam Valley, 3/4 of a length on Michael de Dragon. Brave Player, River to the Sea. Miss Bowie's been off the track from the word go, and 2 lengths to Flying Crown. And then Networks, In a Bound is out deeper, and 2 lengths to Howdy Ken dropping off, and 3 lengths to Balala. Around the corner they travel. This favourite is on the extreme outside and is fourth last, but is coming quickly. Azam Valley turns a half. Michael de Dragon, Miss Bowie, In a Bound and Networks making their run simultaneously, and as they run down to the 250, Networks, Beatman's Ride and In a Bound, they've drawn clear of Miss Bowie, and then Howdy Ken with a late dash. It's Networks ahead in front from In a Bound. Networks, Beatman looking for the record. He's got to get it here. The Sydney riding record is Darren Beedman's as he boots Networks home a convincing winner. In a Bound second, then Brave Player Photo fourth. Miss Bowie and Howdy Ken, followed by River to the Sea, Michael de Dragon, then Flying Crown, Azam Valley and Balala brought up the rear. Well done, Darren. Number 5, Networks. Number 5, Networks, Darren Beedman. He has now passed Larry Cassidy's all-time Sydney racing record. Darren with 140 wins to his credit, and that would give him a very, very warm feeling as he trots back on the Johnny Hawkes train gelding for Jack and Bob Ingham. And of course Darren so close to the Inghams and of course John Hawkes, and a big percentage of those 140 winners have come out of Crown Lodge, particularly his Group 1 successes for the season on the Great Lonhro. Anyway, it's a marvellous achievement. Darren of course has won it'll be a total of 3 premierships by the time this season's out. 94, 95 when he rode 128, 95, 96, 115. And how many he'll end up this season, time will tell. Anyway, he's the new record holder. Outside Strasbourg's class record, 149.91, 35. They went the last 635.29, and the tote divvies.
Okay, 610, 160, in a bound second, Brave Player third, 420, 1150 and $228 for 5.
Dominant factor in the betting ring, ahead of Neo, Arena Star and Bag of Vance. Jamie Evans had a fall past the winning post after the running of the previous Conair. They were coming back to scale. He got collected by the riderless horse and took a heavy tumble. The horse went through the running rail, so we'll endeavour to find a report on Jamie, who's attempting a comeback after a long out from the saddle, and he had a fall the other day at Hamilton, and then a freak incident here where he looked to get injured when coming back to scale after the first on the program. We'll find out how he is. Here's the favourite, Sharp, coming in. Sharp coming up into the gates now for James Winks, the favourite. Filly taking on the Colts here today, who won very well at Flemington. Motormouth moving up into the stalls, so they're all in now, second on the program. Light flashes for the second event. Starters on the platform, they're ready to go. Racing now, and caught them reasonably well. Bag of Ants not mustering pace on the inside. And one of the first out, Pre-Strategic with Arena Star driving up to go to the lead. Neo just off them, followed closely in the field then by Clear Out on the outside. Nicolet to take its place. Back behind those horses, Bag of Ants driving up on the inside, and then Sharp. Further back in the field is Jester's Red, and they're followed by Ruby Ruled as they go through the gap. Motormouth 3 lengths away, and a long break to Unladylike, and Cesaro Timing struggling. Up to the turn, Arena Star headed to Pre-Strategic, and on the inside is Bag of Ants third. Sharp handy enough, and then Neo, and further back is Jester's Red, and then Ruby Ruled as they swing around the turn. Arena Star leaving the fence, and Bag of Ants drives up on the inside and joins it. Then Neo, followed by Pre-Strategic, and Sharp pull to the outside. Bag of Ants with Arena Star trying to come back. Bag of Ants the inside, and Arena Star from Neo. Bag of Ants a neck in front of Arena Star, a little too strong on the wire. Bag of Ants came clear, and Bag of Ants beat Arena Star. He did drift out a little. In third placing is Neo, and then Pre-Strategic, followed by Jester's Red. Behind them then Unladylike has made up a lot of ground, and then came Sharp, who struggled home today. Further back in the field is Clear Out, and then came Ruby Ruled, and a long break to Motormouth, and Cesaro Timing was last in. A little bit of quality shining through their Bag of Ants. Kieran McAvoy and Tony McAvoy taking out the second on the program. And if the premiership race was in any way in doubt before that, that probably locks it away for Kieran. Takes him to 61 now, clear of the absent Damien Oliver on 58.5. Greg Childs, who's not riding here today, at 58, and Craig New at 56. 2 meetings to go after this. And probably Kieran not finished. He's got a very good book of rides here at the Valley today. Second to number 3, Arena Star, Nicholas Ryan. Third, number 4, Neo, ridden by Dan Nikolic. Was there a shift? He did look from my angle to just come out a little bit on Arena Star over the closing stages, but yeah, it's probably just not a big enough shift. He's pulling clear as well, Bag of Ants. Won his only start here in a night meeting back in February, and he'd been put away. No doubt the spring has been the target here. And he just overcame a slightly awkward beginning. A lot of punters won't back them. Barrier won 1,000 metres at Moonee Valley, but he did get the breaks, the leader rolling off the fence and giving him the inside run. So it certainly was an advantage, but he'll make a lot of improvement on that outing here today. Now, Bag of Ants has paid $9.40 and $3.20. Arena Star $2, Neo $1.70, Quinella $27.50, Exacta $61.90. Trifecta $208.90, running double $30.60. Time is 61.3. Last 600 37.7, 25.9, 13.5 for the last 200. And the favourite Sharp really struggling in the ground here today. Third, the Strathare handicap. 5 is the withdrawal. 8 to go around race 3 at 1:30.
All right, thanks, Greg. Bag of Ants with a hole in one there at the Valley, and $208 the 134 trifecta. There is a value bet in the next at Cheltenham. That's race 2 coming up over the 22.50, and the runners are parading for race 2. It's 15-hour mojo. Danger in the market with Wonder Blue 660, as is Scenic Boom. The favourite Azrak 220, and the other two have given chances. Mosby at 7.20 and Prince of Play at 10.
If you just come home, number 5 Networks, Darren Beedman. Darren
establishing a new riding record in Sydney, bettering Larry Cassidy's previous. Network's 5D Beatman beat 2 in a bound, 7 Brave Player and 1 Ms. Bowie. Now here's Prince of Play coming forward. I wonder if it'll lead today. Paul O'Sullivan has 2 in it. Our Mojo and Danger Danger. And they're all in, ready, 1600 metres. Field of 8, and there they go. And Mosby from Grafton came out pretty well. Prince of Play likewise, not far back, Wonder Blue, and then comes Azrak, 2 to Scenic Boom, and then Our Mojo on the rails. Second last is Go Volare, and 2.5 Danger Danger. Well, Prince of Play and Mosby are going along together, with Prince of Play, the rider, keen to lead. And at the 1200, Prince of Play draws about a length and a quarter now on Mosby. 2 away, third is the favourite Azrak on the outside of Wonder Blue. 2.5 to the Cara Galloper, Scenic Boom, and then comes Our Mojo, followed by Go Volare, and 4 lengths to Danger Danger. They work their way onto the side of the track, and the well-tried Prince of Play is the leader by a length and a half now. Mosby is racing second, and a couple away third, Wonder Blue. Azrak is fourth. 2.5 then to Scenic Boom, and then comes Go Volare, endeavouring to make ground. Our Mojo second last, and still 3 lengths to Danger Danger. This is the order arriving at the 600 marker, and Prince of Play being set along in front by Maloney, gave him a slap. And Prince of Play put 2 lengths on the Grafton gelding Mosby. Wonder Blue going up on its inside as Mosby tends to lose ground. Azrak is 3 and 4 wide as they straighten, and then Scenic Boom in the straight now and on top of the rise, and Prince of Play taken on by Wonder Blue. Azrak third, Scenic Boom is fourth. Mosby's given up the ghost, then Danger Danger, and the others headed by Our Mojo, but Wonder Blue hits the front, 120 to run now. A length and a half, Scenic Boom, who's threatening some sort of danger. Wonder Blue in front, Scenic Boom can't do any better than Prince of Play, but Wonder Blue, he finally cracks it at a mile. Wonder Blue has beaten Scenic Boom and Prince of Play from Azrak. Every hope given to him, and then came Our Mojo, Danger Danger, Mosby and Go Volare. Wonder Blue has been able to score here. Ridden by Corey Brown. Well, he's had a few tries at 1600 and he wasn't able to win at the journey until today, but obviously as he's matured at this journey, having had 3 runs over the 1600 at his last 3 attempts, if ever he was going to win a race at 1600, I suppose today was going to be it. I know that's after the ball. Azrak given every possible chance. He can't run a mile. I don't think he'd run a mile downhill. As it turned out, he was given every possible hope. Anyway, 3, 4, 10 and 5 are the numbers. Wonder Blue first, Corey Brown. Number 4, Scenic Boom, Matthew Carl second. Number 10 is third, Prince of Play, Lane Maloney. And 5, Azrak fourth, Darren Beedman. The winner is by Sir Wonder from Opal Mine, trained by Tim Martin. Runner-up trained at Cowra by Kevin White by Scenic. And Prince of Play is trained at Rose Hill.
All right, thanks, Ian. Nice win to Wonder Blue there. Corey Brown after the running of race 2, 113.10. That 3, 4, 10 trifecta, and it was 3 and 10 with the equal value bets there. So you've got them into first and third spots.